So let's just say, guys, a lot's going on right now. In the last 24 hours, we got a US UK trade deal, which we have to cover in this video. We had a bunch of companies report earnings, and we're getting word potentially that we're getting closer to a deal with China. It's going down, guys. It is going down, and we have to break down everything that you need to know in this video. So hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow along for more content. And of course, take a sip of your coffee. You're going to need it for this video. Let me actually get my sip here, guys. Cheers, and let's dive into it. Ah, man, that's hitting the spot right now. So it is about 10:45 a.m. East Coast time right now, and we have every index in the red. Not much, but we're slightly down. The Dow Jones is down 0.25%. Same with QQQ and the S&P, and the Russell's down 0.1% as the VIX is pretty much at break even, chilling at 22 points as we have gold up over 1% and silver is up almost 1%. Almost there. So we're slightly down on the day right now, following yesterday's pretty decent day for the stock market. We had a nice day, but then again, we actually erased a lot of the losses, or the gains, yesterday in the second half of the day. You guys can see we had a big move midday yesterday, and then in power hour, well, we gave back a lot of that gain on the S&P, on the NASDAQ, you name it, right? So overall, despite that, we gave back some of the gain yesterday. All right, whatever. Overall, though, in the grand scheme of things, we're still breaking out. We're above these moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and we have a golden cross still on SPY and on QQQ, which is a very good sign overall for the overall momentum here for the bulls to continue. So let me show you what's going on right now with tariffs, the UK, some news. Then we'll break down some companies that just reported earnings yesterday. So we have a lot to cover, guys, a lot to cover. 5 companies. You're going to want to stick on throughout this video. So let's talk about what's going on with the UK. Other tariff updates as well. So let's talk. So Trump unveils UK trade deal. And we can see if we come down here a little bit, he revealed this yesterday on Thursday, and he gave us a broad outline of a trade agreement with the United Kingdom. And the deal is the first by the United States with a country whose imports were subject to new tariffs imposed by Trump in early April, and the U.S. has a trade goods surplus with the U.K. Keep that in mind. And many specifics about the deal were not immediately clear, and nothing was signed during the Oval Office event. And Trump said the final details are being written up, and in the coming weeks, we'll have it all very conclusive. So we don't have an insane amount of details right now, but we are seeing, the overall news that, okay, we are getting a U.S.-UK trade deal. It's getting done. I'm pretty sure he called in, the UK leader as well. In the video, I saw a video online. But either way, he said that the deal includes billions of dollars of increased market access for American exports, and that the UK will reduce or eliminate numerous non-tariff barriers that unfairly discriminated against American products. And a fact sheet from the White House said that the trade deal will, and you can see right here all the different things that it will do, a rough outline here, right? The trade deal will keep in place a 10% blanket U.S. tariff on UK imports. It will also adjust tariffs on UK autos so that the first 100,000 vehicles imported from UK car manufacturers each year are subject to a 10% rate, and any additional vehicles face 25% rates. And it's also going to create a $5 billion opportunity for new exports for U.S. farmers, ranchers, and producers, including more than $700 million in ethanol exports and $250 million actually in American beef and other agricultural products. And you can see all the other bullet points here as well. We'll read off a couple other ones. Commit both countries to working together to enhance industrial and agricultural market access, close loopholes, and increase U.S. firms' competitiveness in the UK's procurement market, streamline customs procedures for U.S. exports, establish commitments on intellectual property, labor, and the environment, and the list here goes on. But that's a rough little outline from the White House that the trade deal or what kind of consists or what the trade deal consists of. But we'll get more insight on the official, outline and so forth as the trade deal officially gets signed off and we get more details over the coming weeks. But that's a little breakdown there about the UK-US trade deal, and we can see today, Trump hints that many trade deals are close. And here we have some live updates. Trump said on Truth Social today, after announcing a preliminary trade agreement with the UK, he said that many trade deals in the hopper, all great or good, and in quote, great ones. Again, he said this on Truth Social after we got the UK-US trade deal, which is the first deal between the U.S. and a global trading partner since the tariffs got announced. And let's see. The president also wrote on Truth Social that an 80% tariff on China seems right, ahead of talks led by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent with China counterparts in Switzerland this weekend. So China tariffs are at 145% right now. So 80% is still pretty high, but that clearly shows de-escalation from where we are now. 145% to 80%, that's a pretty big drop in tariffs, right? It looks like here pretty much what I just said. While this is a de-escalation somewhat from the current 145% tariff on China, it's still higher than many expected, where the administration would go to jumpstart talks. Bloomberg News had reported earlier that the rate could be lowered below 60% as soon as this week, which would be huge. That'd be huge. It was also unclear if the president is talking about a long-term tariff rate on China or temporary or a temporary one during negotiations. Yeah, that's a good point. Will this 80% be the long-term rate, or is it a temporary one as they negotiate and bring it down even lower? While trade talks or trade with the UK pales in comparison to trade with our neighbors to the north and south, and especially in comparison to China, it is an important test case and a model for what could be accomplished, according to Chris Zaccarelli, Chief Investment Officer at Northlight Asset Management. He said if the administration can follow this up with additional agreements, it would go a long way toward healing a stock market that has been battered and bruised this year. I agree. I 100% agree. So, U.S.-UK trade deal, that's the big news. And we're seeing Bessent speaking to China officials or Chinese officials in Switzerland. Switzerland this weekend, that's going to be big. Will tariffs go to 80% on China? That'd be a big win in the de-escalation efforts. So big next couple of days. Big next couple of days here that will definitely have implications on the stock market. Definitely, 100%. So, yeah, I mean, expect a big move in either direction over the weekend, right? Now that we're seeing again, Bessent speaking to Chinese officials in Switzerland, what comes out of this is going to move the stock market for better or for worse. So let's break down some of these earnings. By the way, guys, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow along for more content. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And check out the free email stock newsletter. I send out my top stocks weekly right to your email for free. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, that's on Patreon, linked down below. For a small fee, you guys can see kind of what I'm doing week to week in my portfolio. I'm investing thousands of dollars a month into that portfolio, guys, and we're really growing it at this point. So check it out, linked down below. So Coinbase reported earnings, and their stock is pretty much unchanged, down about 1% right now. It did run at open today. It got to 214, but now we're back down to $204 a share. So Coinbase reported earnings per share. Let's see if I can find it here, guys. Adjusted of $1.94, which missed the $2.11 expected, and sales also missed. Oh, man. $2.03 billion versus $2.12 billion expected, so double miss for Coinbase, and they guided for Q2 subscription and services revenue of $600 to $680 million versus $703 million expected, so not great guidance there for subscription and services revenue. Let's see what else. Anything else? Looks like consumer trading volume falls in Q1 17% quarter over quarter. Wow. So from Q4 last year to Q1, it dropped 17% quarter over quarter. Not good at all. So double miss, drop in trading volume, and weak subscription and services revenue guidance for Q2. I don't know how the stock's not down more. Honestly, I figured it'd be down more, but maybe because it's beaten down so much, over the last couple of months, it's not going down even more. Maybe that's why. But the funny thing is, despite the fact that earnings were bad, right? We actually have a bullish setup here. Funny enough, right? It's funny. We have an inverse head and shoulders. You guys see it right here. Left shoulder, got the head right here. Boom, right? Right shoulder's right here. So inverse head and shoulders. And we do have, clear resistance at 210, 205. We've had that for about a month and a half. And if that breaks, this inverse head and shoulders could start to play out. And Coinbase could be going right back towards the mid 200s, 240, 245, 250 is where this could be going. So not the best earnings, but the chart setup looks decent. It really does. And the trade desk also reported, and oh my God, this thing's up 21%. The trade desk TTD stock is ripping right now. They reported earnings per share adjusted of 33 cents. That beat the 25 cents expected. Sales 616 versus 584 million. So a double beat for the trade desk, and they guided for Q2 revenue of at least $682 million versus the estimate of 682 from analysts. Pretty good. And yeah, I mean, not much else. I'm not seeing anything else here, really. But we have Morgan Stanley boosted their price target to $80 from $60, maintain overweight rating. Wedbush has an outperform rating, $86 price target. So we're completely now breaking out. And this stock, oh my God, I didn't realize how much it came down. It was at $140 back in December, November, right? And it got all the way down to $40. So it dropped $100 a share, 70%, which might have been just a little too much. I don't know. Call me crazy. And now it's starting to really build off the lows. We're up around 100%, close to it, 80% off the lows. Watch out for this momentum on TTD. We also had Mercado Libre, MELI is the ticker. They reported earnings, and their stock shot up, it looks like, pretty nicely after earnings. Looks like their earnings were actually yesterday. Either way, this thing, or maybe 2 days ago, Yeah, it went up 12% after earnings. It looks like they might have been on Wednesday. I don't know why I thought they were yesterday. Either way, Mercado Libre reported $9.74 earnings per share versus $8.03. That crushed. And sales beat 5.93 versus 5.51 billion. So a great double beat for Mercado Libre. The stock's on fire, fresh high on the 4-hour chart. And with this move, we took out the highs from February. And I believe, is this an all-time high? Yes. Officially, guys, all-time highs on Mercado Libre. Very big move here. And, man, I remember when the stock was, wow, it's really done well, man. It was a couple $100 a share about 3-4 years ago. I've been tracking this thing for a couple years now. I've traded it here and there, never initiated a long-term position, but man, I wish I did when it was in the $600-$700 window a couple years ago. I didn't, though. It is what it is. It got away from me. That's life, guys. That's the stock market for you. But, yeah, if you're in this one, man, you're crushing it. Shout out Mercado Libre. We also had earnings out of SoundHound, which I haven't talked about in a while. SoundHound AI, SOUN is the ticker. It's a high short interest stock. I forget exactly what the short interest is these days, but they reported adjusted earnings per share of -6 cents, which beat the loss of 9 cents expected on sales of, let's see, 29.13 million versus 30.38 million expected. So beat EPS, missed on sales by over $1 million. Not ideal. And they affirmed their full year 25 sales guidance of $157 to $177 million versus $166 million expected. So not bad. Sales guidance there for the year. And the stock's just been flat. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's been flat for months, hovering around $8, $9, $10 a share since really the middle of February. It's been here. So honestly, I just want to see it break back over 10, 10.50. From there, we could really start building momentum, maybe a short squeeze, but we're just not getting it yet. And last but not least here, guys, and I appreciate you for sticking until the end if you did, we have DraftKings. DKNG is the ticker. They reported earnings yesterday. Adjusted EPS came in at 12 cents, which missed the 22 cents expected on sales of $1.41 billion, which also missed the $1.44 billion expected. So double miss for DraftKings, and they lowered their full year 25 sales guidance from 6.3 to 6.6 billion now to 6.2 to 6.4 billion versus 7.6 billion expected. Wow. So their guidance, man, for full year 25 sales is not good compared to analysts, and they double missed, and somehow the stock's up. Isn't that crazy? Insane. The stock's up on this news, but then again, it pretty much cut in half from 54 down to 29. It went down 50% pretty much heading into earnings essentially. So, you got to realize it was down so much. But, man, not ideal. Their guidance is really bad. But, hey, it's starting to break back over these moving averages. I don't know. Hey, it's above this multi-month support now, $35. We're back over it. We were under it for a little bit. It was resistance. Now we're back over 35. So let's see if we're able to build off these gains. Even though earnings were bad, man, it doesn't mean the stock can't go up. That's the reality. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money. We're doing personal finance reaction videos there, and the channel's actually doing pretty well, but we're not at 1,000 subs yet, and you need to help me get it there. It's linked down below. Make sure to subscribe to the second channel. We're doing a cash giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. Linked down below. Go check out the content there, guys. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.